Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here, bringing you a quick overview of the unit, the Viper. The Viper is a T3 Zerg unit in Heart of the Swarm that requires just a hive to produce. You don't need any kind of spire. Once you hit hive tech, you will be able to produce the Viper. The cost is 100 minerals, 200 gas, and 3 supply. It takes 40 seconds to build, the same as the Swarm host. Viper has 120 life, 2.95 move speed, is a flying unit, moves like this, and is a caster. It has no attack. It just has 3 spells. Its first spell being Consume, which will gain 50 energy over 20 seconds by consuming the life of a friendly building. Now this ability is best used on buildings that don't matter so much, maybe some evolution chambers, maybe some extractors, stuff like that, or even high health buildings like hives. And you can target the same building with more than one Viper. So I'm going to do 3 on my hive, 1 on each Evo, and 1 on my extractor. And you can see 3 of them have a separate beam for this hive. And while this energy gain isn't that fast compared to, say, a Defiler from Brood War, it's still pretty good. I mean, anything that gives you energy faster is always good. So their second ability is going to be Abduct, or actually I'm just going to skip the Blinding Cloud here. It creates a cloud, much like Dark Swarm, that causes biological units in the cloud to not be able to attack unless they're at melee range. So units like Marines, Roaches, Marauders, Hydras, when they're under the cloud, they're going to have to move into melee range to attack anything. This makes it effective when paired with units like Ultras, because Ultras, of course, excel in melee combat. Now, one thing I want to note is if you cloud a group of units, it's not like Brood War where Corsair's Disruption Field will just cause that group of units to stop if they're trying to attack in the field. The AI of these units, when they get clouded, will automatically force those units to melee range when they get clouded. And I'll show you what I mean right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack command this clump of Marines and these Ultras. And when I cloud these units, they're going to automatically move in melee range. They're not just going to sit there and be idiots. They're going to control themselves, but as you can see, it's super effective when paired with Ultras, forcing all these units to move into range of the Ultras, and looks like they will be able to clean this up. So pretty neat trick right there. Still on the fence about this, not sure if it's actually good compared to just using fungal growths, which would just kill the units outright, but that's their third ability, Blinding Cloud. The second ability for the Viper is called Abduct. Now this will pull any unit whatsoever, regardless of size, air or ground, to the Viper. Of course, this is going to be best on long-range units that like to stay out of the way, or more important units that you want to DPS down fast. Tanks, Colossi, Thors, maybe even some Immortals, units like that. So I'm going to go ahead and attack command with the small Protoss Force, which should normally destroy these Hydras pretty damn easily, but I'm going to abduct, and hopefully the match is a little bit closer. Now one thing I want to note is that when you abduct with the Viper, looks like I was only able to get 2 Colossi there. When you abduct with the Viper, you're going to want to target down the units you abduct. Otherwise, okay, I just lost that match. You're going to want to target down the units you abduct. Otherwise, you're just going to continue shooting at the Zealots or whatever you were initially targeting. Now, as you saw there, I did miss 1 abduct, and the units that I had on my in my Zerg army didn't immediately focus down the Colossi, but you get the idea with the Corrupt. This is like a blooper reel or something. And third thing I want to show you is just kind of one synergy I thought of. There's several more synergies, as you saw up here with the Ultras, that the Viper has with other Zerg units. One of the most obvious ones is just creating 2 clouds, one being the Fungal Growth and one being the Blinding Cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and Fungal Growth these Roaches and Blinding Cloud them so they can't attack and they can't move. Unless I choose to walk into melee range, which would be silly. So here comes the Fungal Growth, here comes the Blind, and now as long as they stay fungal, they won't be able to move in melee range to attack. 2 of them did get out of it, but you can see the rest of them just kind of hanging out here. Throw down another Cloud, still can't attack, and that could be really good, you know, in the end game ZVZ, because you could just fire at them at will. They can't move, they can't do anything. It's just free kills basically. So that's the one synergy I decided to list here. So their abilities again are Consume, Abduct, and Blinding Cloud. They have 1 armor. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this overview. I'm, as I said before, a bit underwhelmed with the Viper. I feel like the Blinding Cloud and Fungal Growth are a bit redundant, and I'd prefer Fungal Growth over Blinding Cloud any day. Infestors are cheaper, they're easier to tech to, and I don't know, let me know what you think. Stay tuned for more Heart of the Swarm unit overviews. Thanks.